Hello and welcome back to the Basics of Rigging Part 5. I'm CT Stealth, and if you recall in the last video, I was about to set the aim vectors on this pole so that it can point towards this crank thing. Fan axle is what it's called, I guess. Now, what I did, I had to make sure that I recently just did this video, and I redid it again so I can clarify a little bit better. I moved the pivot point of this particular object to be along the rotate so that it rotates along that axis, and I need to make sure that it's going to be moved by this pole. So this pole is going to be pushing forward on this like little hole here, because you know there's a hole there. So as this thing goes forward, I'll press play, you can kind of see the pole going back and forth. So that tells me that this actual crank has to rotate around that certain direction. So it has to rotate kind of, what is that, clockwise? Yeah, that's clockwise. So it's going around clockwise. So in order to do that, I need to make the same connection that I've done with all the others onto this. But there's a problem. This is rotating along the z-axis, whereas this rotates along the y-axis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an expression in order to fix that problem. So since I want it to rotate in this direction, I'm going to notice the attributes here. So if I want it to move in the clockwise direction, I notice that this is negative numbers instead of positive numbers. So what that tells me is that my expression is actually going to have to do the exact opposite. Because if you remember, as I keyframed from 0 to 24, I keyframed it to 0 to 360 as the attributes. So if I keyframe this 0, if it's connected and it's positive, then it's going to rotate this direction. So it's going to be from 0 to 360, and we don't want that. So, like I said, I'm going to create the expression. So I just left-click the rotate Y, go to Edit Expressions, and I'll get the expression menu. And I have this fan axle rotate Y, which is already right there provided for me. And I'm going to paste it, copy and paste it. And I'm going to make it bigger for you guys so you can see. Now if you need any help with any expressions, you can go and check out my other video, which is basically meant for expressions, and you'll understand the basics of writing expressions. But basically what I'm going to do is I have my fan axle dot rotate Y, and it's going to be equal to the rotate Z of the controller. So, well, now that I lost my expression, I'll resize this again. Press equal, press negative, and then control rotate Z, and then semicolon. Press create, and I'll click on this, and I'll notice that there's this rotate Y is now purple, and I'm going to press play, and you'll notice that it's rotating the correct direction. However, I still need the aim constraint, obviously, with the pole, so that it makes it look like it's moving it. So, man, why do I keep doing that? It keeps going to in dynamics, and I'm in animation. Okay. Anyway, now that I have that, I'm going to take this locator and I'm going to parent it towards the fan axle. So I'm just going to click it, and then I'm going to middle mouse drag to fan axle here. So it's, if I press the plus, I can see that it's definitely under there. Press play, and I'll see it move with it. It's good. That's exactly what I want. Now, I'm really hoping that what I'm about to do is about to mess up, because it's something I want to show you that Maya does. And I'm actually really hoping that it doesn't. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But it did this to me last time I did this. So, I'm going to select the locator, and I'm going to select the pole, and I'm going to use an aim constraint once again. Yes, it did. Awesome. Okay. Now look at this pole. This pole is seriously messed up. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but like the whole mesh is like completely deformed and everything. I can't make out the holes anymore. It's essentially useless. So Maya tends to do this rather often, at key points in which you're trying to rig. Now, as a rigger, you need to try to find a way around this. And being a technical direction artist can pose a little bit of challenges with that aspect. So the very first thing I'm going to try, which is typically so what's going to happen, I guess, if that's the right way to put it, I'm going to do some grouping. Grouping just creates a null group. It's completely, legit and everything. I don't have to, there's nothing wrong with a null group because there's nothing in there. It's strictly meant for it to just be there, I guess. So I have a place to add my constraint. So I grouped my fan axle. Now I'll have to try this in multiple areas because it's been a while and I honestly don't remember which thing I should group. So now that I have this, I'll just call this axle group, GRP for group, and I'm going to let's see, should I grab this and I'll move, I'll group the pole. Yeah, there's the crossbar. Okay, so this pole here, when I selected the locator and I selected the actual pole, I was selecting the pole surface. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to select the group instead. So I don't really need that. I'll just leave it there. It's not like it's doing anything. So I'll select the locator, and then in this time I'm going to select the group of the crossbar here, and I'm going to do the aim constraint. Now I still have my pole, but it's pointing in a different direction, which is common with an aim vector. So as long as I fix that deform mesh, then that's all I really want. So I'll click the crossbar group, look at the aim constraint tab located under the attribute editor, and I'm going to adjust the aim vectors to where it points towards it. Okay, well, it looks like that was once again it was 1. Alright, so it's a little bit off. It's not exactly on, so I'm going to do 0.1, nope. Negative 0.1, no, that's not it either. 0.1, nope. Let's try the X, nope. Nope. Okay, well, it's kind of strange. No, that's not it. I'm just kind of plugging in numbers to kind of figure out where it was. Once you've set your number 1, you can edit the other aim vectors in order to create slight subtle movements. Oh, that might be it. I'm getting closer. Okay, so this is too extreme, so I'll make this like 0.1. It's rotating my object here, so I'm gonna let's try a point. Wow, that is not what I wanted at all. Okay, so let's try a negative 0.0001. Ooh, let's see. It's being really difficult, isn't it? Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. It's so crazy the stuff you have to go through to get this to work right. Maybe one day as a technical direction artist you'll feel my pain. Well, as I struggle with this, my time's running out, so I'm gonna stop it, and hopefully when I start the next one, I'll have it a little bit better off. Alright. Thanks for watching.